Alright, this is Boxing with the Truth, and I am the Truth. Today is August 26th, 2015, and today we have with us Trevor Marmon. How you doing today, Trevor?
Feeling good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I know you got a big fight coming up. We'll talk about that in a minute. I just want to get the fans a chance to know you a little bit. So, first off, your record is 2-4-1, correct?
That is correct.
Can you fight at lightweight?
Correct.
Alright, so tell me, how did you get involved in boxing?
Well, I actually got involved in boxing just fitness with Joe Lorenzi. I started going with the class and just working out, and I kind of fell in love with it. I wanted to take to the next level and compete, and I started doing amateur fights, and from there on it was, it's the goal for me to keep pushing and pushing myself, I guess. I've always been competitive with growing up as a hockey player, so it's all right.
So did you win the Golden Gloves as an amateur?
Amateur, Region 2 Golden Gloves. I went to the regions and lost. Lost to Xavier, I want to say Griffith, I thought it was a good fight. It was a good fight. It could have went either way. I felt I landed more, but it is what it is. Yeah, I believe the amateurs is geared more to the younger kids and developing in them. And I was 31 years old, so 31. So, it is what it is. I'd rather see a kid get a scholarship or, him better his life. I mean, my life is pretty much already set in that stone.
So you did turn pro pretty late, and I know when you were talking about turning pro, there was some discussion with some people that really thought you shouldn't turn pro, and obviously since you've turned pro, you haven't done that bad. So, but a lot of people try to talk you out of it, right?
That is correct. When I left and went, well, there's 3 times I was actually supposed to turn pro, and I was supposed to be with Chuck Horton, and he kind of just pushed me to the side and had other people come in and take my chances to go pro, and felt I wasn't ready, and felt that I couldn't take hits and take blows, and kind of gave me the energy to actually prove them wrong. I mean, anybody can take a devastating hit and still get up and still overcome their fears and stuff like that. So yeah, I've had some hurdles of dealing with politics, I guess.
Okay, now tell me, do you have any type of superstitions or rituals or habits that you do before a fight? Habit or any rituals I do before a fight, I always go see my sister. I always go see my sister Trave. I have a conversation with my sister. Every time I go to that ring, it's me and my sister, my time to spend time with her. Okay, now are you talking about your sister that's passed away?
Correct.
Okay, so you go see her at her grave and talk to her before every fight?
Yep.
Okay. So now, do you have an activity outside of boxing that you like to do that has nothing to do with the sport?
I probably bicycling. I love going for a bike ride. And going to the movies. My life is pretty much everything I do is eat, sleep, and shit boxing, basically. My life revolves around it. My wife fights, my kid fights. So, I mean, we all work together, and I'm the only professional in the family, but we all take time to help each other out.
Okay, so is there one person in your life inside and outside the ring that inspires you to keep staying motivated?
That probably has to be my dad and my wife. Definitely, he puts up with my stubbornness, and my dad is always, pushes me to be the best. That competition of level, When I was in hockey, I always pushed me to be my best, even though I was the smallest guy in the ring.
Okay, so tell the boxing fans something that they wouldn't know about you.
Nobody's ever asked that question. Who would they know about me? That I'm a regular kind of guy, and I live life to, daily fullest. I'm just your casual guy that goes to his work, works his full-time job, boxes on the outskirts. So a lot of people don't know about me that I have a promoter from the cities. I am promoted out of the cities and not in Duluth, even though I reside in Duluth. I still represent Duluth as my hometown.
Okay, so now how do you deal with criticism in your career? Because it's not a secret that, like we just talked about, some people didn't want you to turn pro. Then when you did turn pro, a lot of people talked about that, you don't fight the same, or that you're getting too old, or that you don't have a chin. People always seem to be criticizing your career, and even sometimes with a loss, you still put on a good show and you come to fight. I mean, you don't run, you don't hide, you stand in the middle, and sometimes you fight even though it's against the advice of maybe sometimes your trainers or other people. You like to fight. So how do you deal with the criticism?
I turn every negative into positive. I kind of feed off that. I love when people talk crap about me. I love when people, say I'm not going to win or I don't have a chance. It inspires me. It's, you can say I don't have a chin. I'll sit there and I'll take a full-blood shot right to the chin and smile about it and say, I like to prove everybody wrong. If you can criticize me and talk negative about me, that's just fueling my fire. That's just fueling me to overcome everything that you say I'm not.
But now you have admitted to me before, though, that your defense is kind of lacking, and I've talked to you recently, and you have told me that you've worked on that quite a bit and that you are improving that, right?
Definitely, I'm working on that big time. Being more elusive, definitely. Learning more to box, take it easy, and not take so many blows to the head. Unnecessary blows. Boxing a lot smarter now. Even the commission has noticed, from my last fight that with stand-up Listeris was, they couldn't believe. They're like, wow, what a difference from your last one. I can tell you working in here improving. So it was a good notification that they saw what I've been working hard on.
Yeah, I mean, because you're the type of guy that you never know what you're going to get from you when you go in the ring. Sometimes you go in there and you might start too fast and you catch a shot and you get knocked out, or you go in there and you give full rounds of nothing but a straight war, and it's like the most entertaining fight on the card. So when it comes to you, sometimes you have to sit back and kind of anticipate, because you really know you don't know what type of Trevor Marmon you're getting from fight to fight.
That is true. You don't. Every fight's different. It's basically how I set the pace. It depends on my training when. It depends how my personal life is going. It depends, where my focus is. My early career fights, my focus wasn't there. My personal life was up in the air. Now it's a lot more, has more fundamentals, and it's a lot more. I have more head on my shoulders, basically. So I've gotten to learn to pick my, get my shit together and, capitalize on it and move forward rather than look behind.
All right, well, let's talk about your upcoming fight. This Saturday, August 29th, you're facing Jeremy McLaurin. He's got a little bit more experience in the pros. He's 10-8-1. Like I said in the beginning, you're 2-4-1. He doesn't have a lot of power. He's kind of elusive. He's mainly a boxer. He doesn't like to rumble, and he doesn't fight very well going backwards. And you know all of that. Now, originally, this fight was supposedly announced that you guys were fighting for a Minnesota lightweight title. Then it was said you weren't. Then it was said you were. Now recently you've been told that the Minnesota Commission has not approved it, so you will be fighting for a non-title fight now. How do you feel about that?
I'm fine. When I found out it was going to be for a title, that was kudos. It's great. Nothing I asked for. I know my promoter got my rankings up to rank number 5 in lightweight. I know junior lightweight I'm ranked number 3, and then junior welterweight I'm ranked number 6, I believe. So I'm still floating around there where, that's where it should be. I feel that's right. I didn't ask him to get my rankings improved, but I didn't even ask for a title fight. A fight's a fight for me. Title or no title, yes, they'd love to bring it back to Duluth, bring it back home, have a nice stepping stone up on my notch. Try to defeat Jeremy McLaurin because the belt's always been his. Even when Tony had it, so it would. Me, I'm a fighter. I'm not a talker. I'm going to do what I'm going to be told what to do. I'm never going to live in a fictitious world.
Okay, so the fight is at the Aldrich Arena in Maplewood, Minnesota, which is basically right outside of St. Paul, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and like I said, you are fighting Jeremy McLaurin. He personally, in his mind, believes this belt that you were going to fight for was already his. He believed he beat Tony Lee when Tony Lee beat him for the belt. So I'm sure Jeremy's going to be a little bit more upset about this now not being a title fight than you were. Like you said, it would have been kudos. It's not really that big deal. I'm sure Jeremy's going to be a little bit more upset about it. So he's going to be kind of going into this fight kind of like a chip on his shoulder. But how do you go into this fight and convincingly beat Jeremy, if, in your opinion? I mean, how are you going to fight him?
Yeah, I'm going to fight him. Got a lot of tendencies that I noticed that I can capitalize on. I know he doesn't like playing back. He doesn't like brawling. He doesn't like fighting. You're a conventional boxer. You can box the crap out of him. He's a great boxer, don't get me wrong. I have total respect for him. A lot of people talk about his chin. A lot of people talk about my chin. So be it. A punch is a punch, For him not having power or me having power, it is what it is. All it takes is one punch, and I feel with him having 19 pro fights really ain't nothing compared to what I've been through. My second fight, I fought Aldrich Martinez. He was ranked number 2 nationally in the amateurs, and I got a draw with him. The Cuban that was imported from Florida is a prospect. I was supposed to get my butt handled by him, but then I continued to fight. So, my game plan is just to stick to the basics. I got a trainer now out of Element named Dalton Outlaw, and been working with him and Michael Falk. So it should be a nice little change. Before I was with Gordon Hilarios at Jock, and I just feel that I need to take my game to another level. No disrespect against trainers or anything, but it is what it is. I still had 100% for Jock, and I just felt like me taking a better fight and better way to better my future was to take that step into the betterness, our improvement.
Okay, so why should the fight fans come out and watch this fight?
Well, I think it's either it's going to be a war, it's going to be fun. I believe it's going to be a fight, man. We don't know how it's going to turn out. I can knock him out in the first. I can have a Gary Iyer fight, or we could have a Ronda Hubbard fight. You don't know. It makes it very interesting to see how it's going to play out. I could be the one that could be on the other end too. So
but I'm going there 110% confident that I'm meant to lose. This is my first 6-round fight. I've been going, as far as 12, 13 rounds. I'm good to go. This is I've been, my training is. I've been ready for this, and I feel I deserve it. It would have been nice if it would have been for a title. I felt, that would have been great, to bring it home. But it is what it is. It's Fox in Minnesota,
Okay, do you got anything to say to the Minnesota fans or the Duluth fans that support you before we end the interview?
Sure. I hope to see you at the fight, I love my fans, and I love where I came from. I'm from Duluth, Minnesota. Just come on and give me props and wish me luck, and see you at the fight.
All right, and with that, the truth has spoken.